Previously, in the second Shadow series, Shadow went to the library to get a copy of Paul Rudd/Scott Lang Ant-Man's new book, Look Out for the Little Guy. Of course, the ultimate life form, not so ultimate, got caught in an accident and got banned from the bookstore. Oh, that's gotta hurt. But then, one of our favorite cyborg cats, Meg, came in taunting him about it because a girl posted the accident to social media and went to Dimension 123. Dang it, Knuckles, you gotta keep it together with the narrating. If your movie counterpart can do better than this. Okay, stop talking to myself. And then they started having a bet on how the movie Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is gonna end. And they decided to stay together as the bet. And if Shadow won, Meg had to play a turf war of Splatoon 3 in the pitch dark. And if Meg won, Shadow would have to play Sonic Riders at bedtime for 2 whole weeks. How will the bet turn out? I guess that's a story for another time. My bet is on Shadow, as much as I find him a little too goody-goody. Stay tuned. Now, on to the video, and Nux is out. My victory chariot. What is he on about? Why are you two just staring at me? We've got a review to do. You blew Meg off, and that's a crazy bet. You sure you're up for this? Meg plus the library, I was having a really bad day. I get that. You should never bottle up your emotions, Shadow. Oh, no. Too many emotional volcanoes in this world already. Sonic, you're not helping. Yeah, Meg knows this movie's gonna end off with a cliffhanger. When it premieres, I'll just prove it to him. And he'll be playing that game of Splatoon 3 in the pitch dark. Just you wait. This is gonna end badly. Absolutely badly. Badly, huh? I think not. And besides, that sounds like a headline on Hail Mephiles. Hail Mephiles? More like heck no. Yeah, definitely. And if I win this bet, I won't have to play any Sonic Riders during light and get no sleep. I'll get extra sleep if I manage to get this bet aced. Honestly, do you remember what happened when you were looking for that darn 4th Chaos Emerald at Eggman Circus? Remember? Also, Ranger, why did you hire Classic Nux as a narrator? What? I did no such thing. Shadow the Hedgehog is the ultimate life form, but a life form at a new low. He has no more fight in him. No, I'm not doing the narrator. I'm not that stupid. Seriously, where does Classic Knuckles keep coming from? I don't know, but we better start the review before Black Doom barges in. Not to worry, I already took care of that. I put a little thinking cap on him. He thought I was watching. his cutscenes on Shadow the Hedgehog, but he was watching Spider-Man No Way Home instead, so he won't be bothering us this time. Same with Knuckles. You can go back to the classic era. Seriously, what was he even doing here? Okay, I get it. Well, after this, I've got a pranking routine planned. You'll see, it's definitely gonna be good, great, awesome. Ow! Haven't you ever heard of TMI? We don't need to hear that. God grief. Can we just get started? Yes. Alright, the movie begins when in an alternate universe, Defender Strange and America Chavez are running from a monster thing in Supreme Strange's universe. I mean to say dimension. And they're casting spells on it. But the only way to kill it was with a special artifact called the Book of Ashanti. And it was after America's powers. And they had to jump to the other side. And they thought they took it out. But the beast was following Supreme Defender Strange and America. The beast wounded Defender Strange, but he knew the only way was to absorb America's power. And he said a particular line from Spider-Man No Way Home. In the grand calculism of the multiverse, their sacrifice means infinitely more than their lives. I'm sorry, kid. If they die, they die. I remember that. But before Defender Strange could finish, the Beast killed him and tried to get Chavez, but Defender Strange risked his life for America, and then they got pulled into the MCU, and MCU Strange woke up. And turns out it was a dream, or not. And he was late for Christine's wedding. And then they arrive. And we see Dr. West. And Strange was wondering how it was, but Dr. West says while he was out and fails to snap. I've confused Lap and Snap. He lost 3 of his cats. Did not need to know that. Unlike too much brag of a certain lizard. Dude, my girl is not a lizard. And while Christine was out getting wine, Strange did it for her. But Strange apologized to Christine for what happened in the past. And he explained the sacrifices he made. He wanted to keep Christine safe. But Christine said that Strange has to be the one holding the knife. And I don't even. Sorry. Give me a moment, guys. Right. Anyway, Christine said that they weren't meant to be together. But Steven still doesn't give up. But that's when a motley squid chases America. So it was not a dream after all. I was wrecking the town, and Steven finishes his wine and a good remix of the first Doctor Strange movie, and then he put the Cloak of Leaf Ton on, and we see an epic suit-up scene. Wow. Why do I have the feeling we're gonna see that in Quantumania? Never mind. Okay. Never mind. Everything was blurry, but Strange unmasked the chaos as the octopus chasing America. And just as America was falling down the bus, Strange saved her using the cloak of Leviathan. But just as the octopus was throwing a bus, America warned him, and Strange cut in half. But then we see a heartwarming moment. Do I know you? And when America meets Strange, she's reminded of Defender Strange. But Strange gets pulled into the cafe. MCU Strange, I mean. And then that's when we see Wong getting into battle. And the octopus has him on the run. But Strange saved Wong's life and said, "You're welcome," not getting a thanks, because it's an ancient custom to bow before the Sorcerer Supreme. Hold on, when you say octopus, don't you mean Dr. Octopus? Get it? That octopus was alive, Sonic, and those tentacles are not mechanical limbs. You know that. Strange and Wong came up with a plan, and Strange used his best tactics to slay down the octopus, and then they won. And they were asking about America, and just as they were about to take her to the sanctum, she took Strange's sling ring. Just when America thought she was in the clear, Strange and Wong caught her red-handed. And Strange said that America was in his dreams, but it wasn't a dream, it was another universe. America asked Strange and Wong if they had any experience in the multiverse. Well, they do. Spider-Man got caught once. We have experience in the multiverse. Most recently, there was an incident with Spider-Man. We have what, man? Spider-Man. He has the powers of the spider, hence the name. Grouse. Does he look like a spider? No, more like a man. Climbs walls, shoots webs out of his butt. And they were having pizza. They didn't invite me. Poor you, Ranger. America was explaining about the multiverse and about the other Steven. Yeah. And she didn't believe Defender Strange, but Strange demanded to know where Defender Strange was, and they found him, and it wasn't a dream. Meaning dreams were their multiversal selves, and Wong had a current nightmare when he was running from a clown. And Strange recalled that Defender Strange had a ponytail. Wong asked America to come to the sanctum, and America doesn't trust Strange and Wong after what she's been through with Defender Strange. I mean, come on. Defender Strange saved her life. Be my guest. You might as well. And the octopus and the beast had the same wounds, but they go to someone who's been through the same thing. Wanda Maximoff, or the Scarlet Witch. Getting to that part, Strange arrives at Wanda's farm, and there's apples, enough to keep the doctor away. And then they have a talk, and they need Wanda's help about the multiverse, but Wanda explained that Vision had a theory about it, and Strange confirms the theory, and they need help on protecting America, and they'll get Wanda back in a lunchbox. Lunchbox. God, Christmas, boy. Anywho, Wanda suggested that they bring America to her farm, and she knew it right away. And then Wanda revealed herself as the Scarlet Witch, and she had the Darkhold, the Book of the Darned, and that corrupts anyone and anything that it touches, which means Wanda got a hold of it, and she plans to kill America just to go to a universe to see her sons in WandaVision, Billy and Tommy. I mean, she created them using magic, right? But unfortunately, Wanda threatened Strange to hand over America. And guess what? She said if they didn't, then it wouldn't be Wanda who comes for America, and it'd be the Scarlet Witch. Looks like Wanda's on sabbatical. I mean, Wanda literally trapped one town in WandaVision. And that's when America knew the person Strange asked for help is the person who's trying to kill America. And Wong's resorted that Convertage becomes a fortress, and then they got their best armada might from every sanctum, even the Hong Kong sanctum. And they bow to Wong. Like we said earlier, ancient custom. I love the idea of ancient custom. And then Wanda showed up. Wong warned Stephen to consider what he said carefully because the fate of the multiverse may depend on it. Does that include the quantum realm? You really bring the quantum realm into this? Doctor Strange has never been to the quantum realm, Sonic. You know that. Whatever. But Wanda exclaims that she was being reasonable. I mean, come on, Book of the Darned, calling herself a witch, sending creatures after America, that's not being reasonable. I mean, all that for two kids who never actually existed? Don't tell us that. Wanda offers to take Steven to a universe where he can be with Christine, but Strange warns Wanda about the full might of Kamar-Taj standing against her, but the defenses were up and the shields, but Wanda was trying to get into their heads. And Wong said my favorite line, sorcerers, fortify your minds. Even though they did fortify their minds, Wanda told one of them to run, and that made quite the ruckus and the mess in Kamar-Taj. And Strange set up a mirror dimension trap for Wanda. But Wanda got away through it, and the doors closed, and Wanda was using the reflections, so they covered all the wire spots, but then she still got out. But Wanda was trying to consider going to another universe where Billy and Tommy existed, but Strange warned them not to because of what happened to their mother. But Wanda kept having the same dream, but Strange just wasn't having it and pulled him out of the way. And America's power activated, and then they went through a multiversal rift with all different universes, and one of them, they were paint. That's not funny, seriously. And Strange actually didn't puke, but it wasn't his first weird trip. And they were in New York in the multiverse, and that's when Strange started puking. Yep. There it is. But unfortunately, America can control the power, and they need to figure out a way, so they had to find other strange, and they're actually been to Earth 88. Was that the number? I don't know. I got it. It's 818. No, they are 1616. 838. I got it. And they go on red. Because, well, obviously, because rule one of multiversal travel, you don't know anything. And rule number two is find plenty of food, preferably pizza. But Wanda said it was free, and food free in most universes. But some creepy guy with Bruce Campbell's cameoing as stops them. Hey, it's that battle commentator from the first Spider-Man movie. The guy outside MJ's place, Spider-Man 2, and the French guy in Spider-Man 3. But it was at this moment America knew she slipped up. By that time, it wasn't free. And Bruce Campbell said that Pizza Papa always gets paid, and he was skeptical of Strange and the suit. And guess what he said? He brought up the Strange Museum and called Steve Strange a taker. Why don't you take some mustard, huh? But no. Strange pointed the mustard at Bruce Campbell instead, and it wasn't permanent, and he'd stop in about 3 weeks, which America found satisfying, and then they arrived at the sanctum, where they found Mordo, free 8 more. Strange explained the story of Mordo to America. Mordo was the first person to let Strange into Camotage, and then he snapped and dedicated his life into killing Strange. And 838 Mordo actually was happy to see 616 Strange and even had bromance. Anyway, back in Camotage, Wong was all tied up and another sorcerer attempted to destroy the Darkhold. Wanda threatened Wong and said it was a copy. And out in the snowy mountains, Wanda was furious that they couldn't teleport out to the moon, and sorcerers were forbidden to go up there. Once Mordo knew that about the Darkhold, it exists in our universes, and it was confirmed that Wanda can do more than just summon monsters, but she can also dreamwalk and enter the body of another one of her counterpart. But, I mean, why didn't Wanda do that to begin with? Who knows? And Strange was wondering about the Buckafish Ashanti and asked Mordo for it, but Mordo refused and said it was he and America that threatens reality. And Mordo only acts as Strange would. But 6161 that got an 8-3 Wanda's head and used 838 Wanda to go and find America, and then they were in cages. And I love the part where America says, "This universe sucks." I mean, really? What universe would suck anyway? And that's when Strange met Christine again. It was confirmed that Strange Supreme was dead, and Christine volunteered at his funeral, and Strange asked what they were to each other in that universe. But Christine and Strange Supreme never figured that out. And she came to the example that Strange was dangerous, and he was wondering it was Hydra or Silver was neither. It was the Illuminati. The Illuminati? Illuminati. Like the Chaos Council from Sonic Prime. Anyway, Strange was called before the Illuminati. First off was Mordo. His full name was Baron Carl Mordo, and Mordo was the Sorcerer Supreme of Earth 838. And then we meet Black Bolt. Or Blackagar Bolt again. And we see Captain Carter, the first Avenger, which is obviously Captain Carter as Captain America. No, Peggy Carter is Captain America. And we see Captain Marvel, but it was Maria Rambeau instead of Carol Danvers. And we see the only one and only Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. And he said my favorite line. Hello, Steven. And they were debating on Strange. However, Richards warned Strange that the larger the footprint he leaves behind, the greater risk of an incursion. And Strange was doubting that he's a better threat than the Scarlet Witch. But Richards understood Strange's concern. And then that's when we see a legendary character come in. We should tell him the truth, which is, of course, of the X-Men, Charles Xavier, Professor X, and that Strange Supreme didn't die fighting Thanos. He got corrupted by the Darkhold. In hopes that their salvation might lie in the multiverse, but then they kept doing it anyway. And soon he renounced the Darkhold's evil, and they used the Book of Ashanti to defeat Thanos together. But Strange Supreme asked his friends to kill him, which Black Bolt did. That's when Strange realized the truth, and the statue was to give people hope. And soon, the alarm breached. But it was one. And then they went to take care of her. But as soon as she was breaking in, the Illuminati showed up. But Richards told Wanda to release her 838 counterpart. And he had kids of his own. But Wanda was furious. And then Richards warned Wanda that Black Bolt can destroy her with one whisper from his mouth. What mouth? And Black Bolt lost his mouth and then ended up dead, but Richards took advantage. But Wanda turned him into a spaghetti. And that was the time where Captain Carter bashed Wanda with her shield. And she literally said, I could do this all day. And Wanda cut her in half. And Captain Monica told Wanda to get out. But Wanda easily defeated the Illuminati. But Xavier told Strange to get the Book of Ashanti. But Mordo hated the idea. But I actually agree here. Just because one hope of a variant gets down, but it doesn't mean that it lasts forever. And Xavier said that 616 Strange is different, and that the Illuminati will see what kind of Doctor Strange he is. But they weren't coming back, and Mordo cast his vote to kill his friend. Strange pointed out that Mordo hated him in his reality, and he suspected he hated Supreme Strange too, and he probably gave him the dark hold. But that angered Mordo, and they had a fight. And they had to break the cuffs made from the Sans Fashanti. Leaving Mordo behind, Strange took off. And then, I think I'm beginning to understand why your Mordo didn't like you very much. Soon, when Strange reunited with America, Christine fixed the cloak of levitation, and they had to get the Book of Fashanti, but Christine didn't trust him. But America told Christine that the Earth Stevens don't matter, and that 616 Strange is different. And Christine set him free, and they got to the Book of Shanti and lifted it up. Anyone can use that to beat their enemy, but just before Strange could use it to beat Wanda burned it and captured Americans, sent Strange and Christine to another Earth. Not long after they were at the top of the mountain, and Wanda realized her destiny is the Scarlet Witch, but all she wanted was Billy and Tommy, and Wong told her that she can't control everything, but Wanda disagreed and threw him off. And Wanda got America and started draining her of her powers. And they were in a sinister world, and they had to find the Strange of that world. I can see why the Illuminati were so worried about incursions. I mean, who wouldn't be? And then they arrived at the Sanctum, and Strange meets his counterpart there, Sister Strange, who didn't do a good job at stopping whatever happened. And Strange explained to Sister Strange that he just wanted to get home, but Sister Strange guarded the Darkhold. And it exacts a heavy toll. Sister Strange said he lied to his Christine, and he was looking for a world where things were different, but all he found were more stranges. I mean, Stevens, that makes more sense. But Sister Strange said that he'll let Strange use the Darkhold if he surrenders Christine, but Strange said that Christine wasn't gonna go for it. And so we get Doctor Strange versus Doctor Strange dance off. I mean, wait, dang. And they were battling with music. And Strange flicked a note and sent Sister Strange out the window. And Strange used the Darkhold to communicate with the universe. But Christine said that Roger Stephen had to be alive in order to use his body, but it didn't have to be a living. But using a dead body is forbidden. And those were spirits, and Strange was a master of the mystic arts, so he used them. And then we got That's Strange, still draining America's powers, and Wong was in a hustle. That's Strange came to the rescue. And Steven, you've outdone it this time. But that angered Wanda. Down doesn't mean out. And Strange sent the spirits onto Wanda, but Wong didn't want to know. And then he went to help America, but Wong told Strange to take America's power, and it was the only way. But, but instead, Strange told America to trust her power, and she's been controlling it all along. And every time she opened a portal, they went exactly where they needed to go. But as soon as Strange was in trouble, America landed a punch which opened the portal, which means she was controlling her power from the very beginning. She could have done that in Camouflage, and one that was taking a beating from America. Wanda wasn't going down without a fight. And America opened a portal to 838, and Billy and Tommy were scared. And 838 Wanda was protecting them, but 616 Wanda knocked her away, and 838 Wanda was throwing stuff at Wanda. And they were frightened. But it was during this time Wanda realized what she'd done. And 838 Wanda confronts her by saying now that they'll be left, and America closed the portal after that. And then Wong and America went back to Comitage. Wanda collapsed the Darkhold Temple on herself. And after that, Christine asked what Strange's universe was like, and Strange wished that he could show her. And that he loved Christine in every universe. I mean, we all love each other in every universe, don't we? We sure do. And America opens a portal, and Strange goes back to Earth 616. And while Masters of Mystic Arts were practicing with their sling ring, America was having trouble. It was so much harder than a multiversal portal. And Strange told America that her parents would be proud. Soon as Strange jacketed it up, he went outside, and some rock music kicked in, and Strange became corrupted by the Darkhold. And in the credit scene, we see Klee, Sorcerer Supreme of the Dark Dimension, said that Strange caused an incursion, and if they had to fix it, and they went through a portal, and that's the last we see of Strange, for now. And another funny credit scene. It was weeks later, and Bruce Campbell stopped punching himself. It's over. Good grief. Anyway, that is it for a review of Multiverse of Madness. Okay, now I'm super excited for Quantumania to see Kang in it. Even though we first saw him in Loki Season 1, but still. Oh yes, definitely. We are going quantum. Right? Definitely. Oh, I'm so gonna quantumly kick Meg's butt on this bat. Give it a rest, will you, Shadow? Let me think about that. Nope. Sorry.